Man, it's about the storm. I always feel so much more energized and invigorated when it's about the storm. That was one of my favorite parts of being a kid. And I guess when I was a young man too, man, some man just playing pickup when it be about the storm and then storm and everything is muddy. Super fun times. But anyways, I feel so much better today. I don't know exactly why I have these oscillations. I can make guesses, but I really don't know. But overall, I'm heading in the right direction. That's for sure. It's been very slow and painful, but at least we're moving in the right direction, and I'm hoping that things are about to be big, health wise. Just gotta hope there's still some steps in the way, um, and still a lot of things on my back, but that's neither here or there. I can't. That's something I can't necessarily control. So I just want to talk real quick about, you know, um, this external world. It's like I saw this one young man, pretty young, probably I guess in his early 30s, and he was so excited to come to America. Like he was like telling everyone and blase blase, and I'm like, man, man, I hate to break it to you. I mean, you would just walk outside, and it seems like there's been a bit of a retreat in a lot of ways, and a lot of eyes being opened. But at the same time, I open my eyes, and everyone opens their eyes, and they see a lot of madness. Um, and as narcissistic as I am, it almost seems like my internal and external seem, I don't know if serendipitously would be the correct term, uh, but they're parallel a lot of times. It seems like, or at least I give off that illusion. I've always been a bit weird with how my mind works with uh, a bit of performance art into my life. Anyways, I don't know if that makes any sense. But what I was trying to say is that I was just thinking, used to read dumb books when I was dumb, uh, just in college. And one of those books was, for some reason, because the title, some moron is calling me. Oh, never mind, that's not a moron. Is, I'm a water my teeth, and that looks gross, but it's been too crazy these past couple of months. I'm recovering now, and but yeah. So like, how to find freedom in an unfree world is a very stupid book. Like many of the books I read, many books is just it's just what's the word, and most books are just 300 words of pontification. Let's be honest. There's no surprise that, and these are books that are selling 100K plus copies, a lot of times more. It's weird, but um, God, I'm interested into looking into the book market because you know, as with any form of art, I typically go to the landmarks, the classics, etc., and not the modern things. I used to dip my toe. I haven't dipped my toes in there for a while. Be interesting to see how the market is. But again, more rambling. So I just love that title for some reason. It always comes to my mind, and it's like, well, it is a good title. It makes the book seem powerful, even though it's not, right? So again, it's just this external world is so harsh, and I'm saying this because I just watched a sermon which actually did not shy away from such topics, and it made me think. It's like does one not get saddened by the external that one sees in this decaying uh, world. And I realized, Steven Pinker, blah blah blah, everything's positive, but there's two sides to the coin. There's so much messed up stuff going on, and there's always messed up stuff going on, but I'm just focusing on what's going on in my era, and I can see stuff that's crazy. So that's good enough for me. We don't need to make comparisons, all this and that, and blah blah blah. Like, you have it this way, and the great generation, and then our parents had all this stuff that we didn't have, and we have all this stuff they don't have, and like that's a stupid debate. The point is the present, and there are a lot of things in the present that we see that are repulsive to the core. Make you almost want to go back to the Victorian era. That's a fact. Like, and we're gonna see. I think perhaps instead of a revolution of, say, a group of nihilists or socialists, such and such, the revolutionary, we're gonna see young men that are just like almost, yeah, puritanical. I wouldn't be surprised if groups rise up like that. I really wouldn't, because I wasn't sure if things were gonna swing back, but at least temporarily, it seems like there's things are swinging back. Like, you go so far one way that it's kind of like the whole third wave feminism, then the T stuff going on, that then where the women are like, whoa, 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 what's going on now? Now we're being attacked, type of thing. It's very complicated. It's beyond my my field of vision. I just see bits and pieces, and I ramble, and I try to get a little better on video, not not some crazy truth teller that knows these answers. However, I do know the answer to really just dealing with this external, and it's just something that you have to come to terms with. And I think it's always the best way to come to terms with it is to look at it right in the face and see it for what it is. And then that's painful. And then you kind of go through the depressive phase and then you kind of get to the acceptance, and then you hopefully even more farther from that, you're like, well, how can I make this a little better? And we can all make this a little better by just living in reality and showing people reality and just letting them go from there. Eventually they will see it, because eventually this stuff will cause tangible harm that even the most I mean, back in the day there'd be communists that got in the gulag, and they would still believe in communism, type of thing. There's always gonna be these ardent double thinkers that just maybe even thrown in the gulags. They can't be changed. Though a lot of them will. Even the most ardent ones. The point is just hey man, right now it's just do a little bit. Don't put your head on a shopping block, and honestly live a bit in your bubble, because there's gonna be a time when things do burst a bit more, probably. And when that time comes, we don't need people trying to fit all these things together and going into these layers and going a bit schizo on this whole thing. Instead, you just need the basic fundamentals of being strong and being maximizing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your darknesses, and making sure that you conquer those and don't let those overtake you. Cut out any demons within you by looking them in the face, and if they're already there, then you're gonna have to be even more aggressive, and hey, that'll strengthen you up all the more. So look, man, if you just the thing about humans is we're endlessly adaptable, and if you just use that to advantage, any situation can be made into something that has meaning. Any situation. It's like, well, this happened, good. Well, this happened, and it's this way, also good. As long as you have a soul and you try to be pure, you will adapt and you will come out of it better than ever. Unless you have bad luck, which is always, of course, the element of tragedy to human existence, and I'm not discarding that, especially when I potentially still within that realm. We're still seeing on that, but I'm more optimistic than I've been in quite some time. But we'll still see. So I can definitely relate to just having horrible luck, and I can also relate to having extremely good luck. So I guess to summarize, I complain about books pontificating, but here I am rambling. But I hope you take a little piece out of this. It's just I'm very sentimental and existential, and yet I have found peace in this world by just looking in the face, accepting it for what it is, and just really laughing at things, taking it for it's stuff is serious when it's serious, but a lot of it is just, hey man, I mean, it's just so ridiculous. It's like you give it as much power as you want, or you can just laugh and walk away type of thing. And that can be the most powerful thing of all, because when people don't live in reality, they need constant assurance. And if you don't give them that assurance by treating them, not to say like children, because we don't want to move into bullying territory, but somewhat in that fashion, because they are somewhat being childish. I mean, they're actually, a lot of this stuff is play and confusion. So perhaps I don't know. Like I said, there's a million things you can get into, but there's smarter people to elucidate those concepts. But as for me, man, I'm not gonna let this stuff get me down. It is very, very sad when you see some of this stuff, but just you accept it, you move on with your day, and you focus on getting stronger, because not only in the now does that help, but compound interest, man. And you know, especially if you're younger watching this video, your time will come eventually when you have the power to make moral choices that have much more because everything you do does have power, but it's storming now. That's dope. So everything you do, but you'll start to see that power more explicitly, and that will give you more motivation to push past the depression, because you feel more like you're doing something. So really just keep getting stronger, man, and just sometimes take things seriously, but a lot of times just laugh and be like, hey, a lot of times this stuff is gonna dig its own grave eventually. And man, I have been seeing a lot of people speaking in a masculine way, and that's no disrespect, but the masculine way is to speak in reality, and to speak with less words. It goes down to saying no, really. No is the most masculine thing you can have, right? And I'm seeing a lot more direct talk, and I am seeing some retreat. So, hey, man, you know, Life is good. Life is beautiful. No matter what happens externally, everything's gonna be all right. No matter how much AI freaks you out, if you're exceptional, which you can be, luckily because the competition ain't so. I mean, once you reach certain levels, the competition gets very high. That's a fact. But by the time you reach those levels, which isn't that excruciatingly hard, you'll be way good, and you won't have to worry about um, attracting whether you're a man or woman, the type of partner you want, or financially, no matter how much fucking AI or whatever. It's the dispensable people that will suffer, and it's like, hey, I don't necessarily want that, especially with those that just don't have the ability, that really try but are dispensable. And of course, it's always tragic, but that's just how things move along. Just what it is, what it is. It used to be you could be a blue collar worker and be in a manufacturing, and just, and things move. And God, I know so little. I'm trying to educate myself as much as I can. Um, I did some reading today and a lot of writing on my novel, and it felt so great. And my voice just feels more powerful. Like I said, I couldn't quite tell you why I felt so horrible yesterday and significantly better today, but um, it's just a healing process, I guess. And things. And I'm not saying things are perfect today. That's for sure. I've been having problems, but I'm interested to see what tomorrow will bring. But hey, a bit of a longer video. I wasn't expecting it, but there you go. Um, Hope I keep continuing to get better at articulating my thoughts. It's the main reason for doing all this. And everyone that watches is a bonus. And of course, I very much appreciate you. I will give you a hug if you were here. I promise. Actually, if the uh, I guess there are some women that watch this. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know what I'm saying. All right. Much love. I'll see you tomorrow. And happy Sunday. I like to do a more laid back video, though this was not necessarily that. But yeah. So it's great talking to you, and peace.